Cheers, buddy. I really appreciate you.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Linda.
Yeah, shout out to Linda, dude. That's how we're starting. Shout out to Linda, dude.
Man, she fed us good.
Oh, she took care of us.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I shot her a message about it today. I was like, yo, we really appreciate it. I really
100%.
appreciate it. She was like, amazing. Anytime. And I was like, thanks. Yeah, man. So, Eric, well, first and foremost, I'm fired up you're able to be here today.
So am I. First podcast
yeah.
I'm doing.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Come on. Well, you're not... it's not uncharted waters for you to be behind a microphone.
Definitely
so
not.
That's good. When I first met you, I think I remember saying this to you as well. Like, first formally met you at your house with Britt, Michael, a couple other people, my girlfriend and stuff. And then I remember saying, I was like, Michael, man, like, you're holding out on us. Like, this dude's dope.
Yeah, because I seen you kind of around, and I was like, yo, you gotta, like, get me buddy with Glenn, bro. Like, what the fuck's going on? And here we are.
Dude, I'm grateful you're able to make the time today, and I'm grateful we were able to go on the adventure this past weekend.
Cheers to not dying.
Yeah. Oh man. If anybody's been in the car with Michael, they'll understand why. But with that being said, take us through so everybody can kind of get to know you, because I want to dive into like work, relationships, music, art, creativity, and stuff. I want to dive into right now, like kind of high school time to leaving post-secondary to where we are now. And then we can kind of go back through it full circle, take away what we've learned, take away what's interesting, and go through the process.
Cool. Man, after high school, I kind of like dropped out. So I hope my future employers, if I ever have to get like a 9-to-5 wearing a business suit, doesn't see this. I graduated, but I didn't graduate. But I graduated. Yeah, it was kind of dumb, man. Like life was kicking me down pretty hard, and because of that, like my mom, she wasn't wealthy beyond her means. Like she was able to get by, but it wasn't anything where it was sustainable and like lavish by any means. You know what I mean? So when I left high school, I immediately started like hunting for jobs because I couldn't really see my mom not thrive.
Right.
So like food was tight a little bit, you know, like it was almost to the point where paying the bills was a problem. Mm-hmm. And I just couldn't see my mom go through that. So like I just kind of hopped out and did my own thing, but what got me through it was like making music, because I kind of like eased the pain of seeing all the shit that I did when I was younger. Music definitely healed my soul, and I encourage anybody that has an artistic flavor in their life, chase that passion, because it can work wonders. It can make the world go round and be a little bit brighter.
Amazing. Do you have a like a moment, or what was it that pushed you over the edge to say, I'm going to help her?
My dad dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old were you when that happened?
7 years old, man.
Come on, old enough to be like, to know him, but not old enough to...
Yeah, so it was a very weird age, right?
Yeah.
Because this is like a pinnacle moment in a kid's life where like he should be hanging out with his dad and like learning to become a man. So like, dude, I never really played catch with the guy. I never shaved. I had to teach myself all this kind of stuff, like how to work on a car and how to do like basic like landscaping for the house. If anything goes wrong, like I can fix it. You know, holes in the walls. That was all me. Like, and I didn't have my dad to teach me that stuff. So that was a pinnacle point in my life where things just got intense. My childhood was ruined. I had to become a man that day because when I lost my dad, I almost died.
Right.
Got in a car accident. So.
Like within the same year?
With him.
No.
That's how I lost my dad.
That's what happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, we hit a moose on 144 heading back home because we used to live in Gogama. Yeah. So that's about an hour and a half from here.
Yeah. North.
And and that highway is just ridiculous for wild animals, right? There's no barriers, no nothing. So on the way back, we were in a pristine Mustang, and within 2 seconds, it was completely gone. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hit a moose.
Yeah, jeez, man. That's crazy too. I remember my buddy who I trained jiu-jitsu with, he, like, same thing exactly happened to him. But it was just him driving like 6 months ago. I get a message from him and he's like, hey man, my I don't think I'll be at the gym for a while. I was like, okay, everything all right? And he's like, yeah, I hit a moose and I've been in the hospital like having brain injuries for like the last 3 weeks. Yeah, I was like, oh, are you kidding? And I was talking to another buddy about that, and it's like same idea I'd say with your dad. Like, it's always the good ones, man.
Yeah, yeah. My dad was
It's always
very
the
well
good ones.
liked, and it's like I've noticed that trend of things. Like nothing bad happens to bad people. It's usually the good ones that go pretty young.
Yeah.
He was only 38, man. Like I'm 31. You know
Is
what I
that
mean?
scary?
100%, because I barely accomplished shit in my life. You know what I mean? I don't have it figured out. Like at
Yeah.
my age, my dad had a house, a wife. He's been trying for a kid for a decade, and he has like all the toys, the snow machines, the quad, whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
he's having fun.
where am I, bro? The
Yeah.
economy that we're in, we
Oh, it's
not
terrible.
a chance.
No toys.
Oh, I got toys, but no house. But that's the thing. I buy cheap. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I fix it, whatever. But
Nice, yeah, because you can't. And that's sweet. If we kind of, before we jump into music and jump into
Yeah.
everything, I do want to know what, how did becoming the man so soon and early and that switch and everything, how did that affect you growing up? Do you think you just like forced it, or certain lessons you were able to
100%.
learn? Like, talk to me what that was like.
It forced early adulthood. I could tell you that, because when you see like a broken mom, obviously that's super traumatic, and I don't expect my mom to be like the same nurturing, loving person that she was when her husband was alive.
Tough roles.
Exactly. As soon as
Yeah.
like my dad died, it's game over. She's a ball of emotions, trying her best, obviously, but
Yeah,
like
keep it together while still. Yeah.
exactly. So once that happened, like you're not a regular kid. All your friends have their parents, but you're like kind of hustling by the age of like 10. You know, like selling food, like you're like
yeah.
kind of rationing off Skittles or something. Like I don't know. I had little hustles when
Whatever,
I was
yeah.
a kid, when I was healed up from the accident. But like,
Yeah.
truth be told, I was selling weed really young because I didn't want to bug my mom for the new pair of shoes. I was super tired of like getting Walmart shoes that would deteriorate because I was on my BMX or skateboard.
Yeah, just
So they
ruin
would
them.
just ruin my shoes. So when I was selling weed, that's how I bought my first car. That's how I bought my first dirt
kidding.
bike. That's how I got clothes on my back that I really wanted. And like,
Yeah.
I was tired of shopping at Walmart. So
Yeah.
like, that's how I got my first DC pair of shoes, my first like Circa hoodie. You know?
Man.
Yeah, man. It was tough. But you know
Yeah.
what? At the end of the day, I wouldn't change it.
Mhm.
It shaped me for who I am. And it smartened me up quick. Because
Yeah,
I noticed a
also.
lot of people who was falling into the patterns that I was in, but I got out and I kept it smart. They didn't have that punch in the face that life gave me,
Yeah.
so they fell down the rabbit hole of bullshit. But I managed to
okay.
stay out of the deep end. I dabbled in the shallow end,
Yeah.
still afloat and safe.
Yeah. Interesting.
Hmm.
So you're still able to see how it was affecting others. And then you're like, you know, I'm good over here. I'm good on this side of the park. I'm still going to dabble a bit, but not enough to
Yeah,
where there's like extreme risk.
well,
It's almost like smart.
yeah, I'm trying to figure
Interesting
out how I could
approach.
put it in perspective. Like once
Yeah.
you so young, you deal with the most traumatic thing you're gonna deal with. Like I had to see my father die.
Yeah, really young.
So when I'm seeing like a buddy of mine doing coke and that's becoming a bad addiction, and I see his life going downwards, I'm like, do I want that? I already went through this. Why would I put myself through more? Or do I want to be like that? Clearly, drugs aren't the answer because he's doing them for a reason.
Mhm.
He's trying to mask and put a band-aid on something that's traumatic in his experience.
Yeah.
So if I was able to survive seeing my dad die and I didn't feel the need to do anything to like numb that hurt
Yeah.
and just like man up and do it, I'm not saying it was easy and not everyone can, but for some reason I did. And I never needed to like play around with substance abuse to hide that hurt.
All right.
I just kept it on my sleeve and I'm real with it. Like something I
love
battle
that.
every day.
Yeah.
It's a reality I didn't ever want to face, and I
No, of
I don't
course
want
not.
anyone to face.
Yeah. What advice would you have to somebody who is going or has had that happen?
Talk,
Especially like
Talk.
a young man, yeah?
100%.
Talk.
I had no one to talk to, and everyone I did talk to is because like, since I grew up faster, I
Yeah.
hung out with the older kids, and the older kids never had to deal with this shit.
Of course.
So, and my mom was a wreck, and I don't have a huge family that was near me. So if you're dealing with a similar situation, I would suggest you go talk to like a family member that could understand, maybe an aunt or an uncle that already lost their parents because they're in their 50s, or a teacher. We all have that specific teacher. You know what I mean? I have one like from Horizon. She like guided me through the deep end, bro.
Yeah.
And
Oh, amazing.
yeah, so it just talk or journal, expressing those
Yeah.
thoughts on paper,
Getting
just so
them
you
out.
can visually seeing them, because you're in denial in your head. But
Yeah.
if you're able to admit it to yourself, that's when the work starts coming in, where you're going to start to overcome, in my opinion. Hiding your pain is going to do nothing but make you snap one day. And that's how you end up doing, like, cocaine to numb the pain. That's how you develop alcoholism.
Right.
Get it out.
You find things that suppress it.
Yeah. I used to drink.
Yeah.
I used to drink to numb.
Yeah.
Until, like, you know, important roles in my life asked me if I was okay. And I didn't have that until my early adulthood. Until, like, 20 years old. No one's checking in on you because no one's been through the rough.
Right.
Until they started experiencing their family members, like, passing away, and then they're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, what about Eric?
Yeah.
They'd see me down, and
they're like, man, if this is affecting me when my grandparents die, how was Buddy experiencing when he was a child?
And that's just it too.
That's
a lot of
crazy.
people ask me for advice because they know I went through it.
Yeah. How does that feel to be the on the
incredible
other end? Yeah.
And that's why I was saying earlier, I wouldn't change my past.
No, of course
like,
not.
as traumatic as it was, bro, like, it shaped me, and I'm able to help people, and that's what kickstarted the music. I know you wanted to hold off on that.
No, we can get into it. It was a good timing.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so because I said to talk to people, I didn't have anyone to talk to. So I started writing poetry. But I come from a small hick town of 400 people.
Of course, yeah.
So when I moved here and I got into high school, all the kids were listening to Eminem, 50 Cent, but I had no idea what hip hop was. My dad used to listen to Shania Twain and like hard rock, hair metal.
Hell yeah.
And I had no idea what hip hop was.
Man.
So then I put like 2 and 2 together. I'm like, all this shit that I'm writing to ease my soul is what this guy is talking about in this song.
Yeah.
And I kind of structured it the same. And I was like, if I just start messing around with this, there's a chance it could be heard by someone.
Yeah.
And like, now we're here. I don't know if it's far along the journey or not, but like, we're here, and it's starting to affect people. I've gotten messages.
So. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people, and even on the drive up, man, like, people clearly respect what you've been through and see you as an authority and a person of, you know, hope and understanding that can shed a bit of light. So it's like crazy to me that you're, it's a crazy interesting position you're in, right? But it's also it's very unique, and
it weighs heavy.
Yeah. Oh man, I can only imagine. But it's cool though at the same time, man, to hear how everything's kind of affecting you and what you're learning from it, and how you're able to share what you've learned and what you've been through and your understanding to help empathize with what other people are going through.
Yeah, of course.
It's a huge power, and I don't think that gets enough like light shined on it, because I know my struggle is my empathy. I think I'm good with certain things, but then there's some things I'm like, I can't relate, so it's dismissed. Which is kind of like why we're doing this, and why like I'll have the show in the first place is for like seeking like a deeper understanding.
Yeah, of course.
And what I want to know before we dive into the music, because there is actually one thing I do want to go through is how did being raised by, I guess, you know, life, and then what and then mother, like just the mother, single mother at the time. How did that affect your relationship with women moving forward? If you don't mind me asking.
I don't hold resentment to my mom. So I don't mind.
Yeah.
I understand, like, now in my adulthood, that how are you supposed to stay 10 toes down and hold it down for your kid when you're a wreck? So how it affected me with women, I think, is only positive, because I can sympathize. I think because I didn't have a male figure in my life, and like, I guess what made me hard was the quote unquote the streets.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
But I've been surrounded by mostly just women. My mom has a bunch of sisters, and I wanted to take care of my mom. So like, I'm more of a softer tone man. Like I'm not about it. Like, I'm not gonna go and start bar fights, and I'm not gonna fix your tractor. But you know what I mean. I can be there and like care for you emotionally. So like, just being raised by my mom, it helped me grow closer and more in tune with women. I find like I think you experienced that. Like, look at you. You're a fighter. You train constantly, and you were very close to Mike's dad, for example, when we went down on the trip. But I stayed up with Mike's mom, hanging out until 5 a.m, drinking wine and expressing feelings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think that makes me less of a man.
I don't think so. Yeah, no, I
but
agree.
I'm very much in tune of
Very different.
my emotions now, and that took so long but I'm glad I'm where I'm at.
Yeah.
That was a wreck.
That was interesting. Interesting dynamic too that you noticed, because Mikey noticed and I noticed it. But like it was in a good way.
Yeah, it's not a bad way
on both sides.
Yeah, it's not like I don't get along with men, but it's just
sure.
like I pull more towards women. I'm just like a softer tone dude. Like I'm just cool with it, and that's fine.
Yeah, and they seem more like comfortable sharing and opening up and almost connecting easier.
I don't know why. Because look at me, I look like a mess. I look like a delinquent, bro. But that's okay. I'll take it, man.
Well, dude, you're like you said, like you're well spoken, you're soft spoken, empathetic dude that's able to understand and have an open mind. Even when I'll say things that are like Michael will say things or things that have been said on the trip that are very like, this is the way it is. You're like, yeah, maybe I can. I'm like, oh, I see what he's doing. Okay, he's like is trying to understand instead of just like yeah or no. It's like there's always like you think a bit more in tune to what the person's going through or why they might. What makes them connect the dots to get that point
100%,
of understanding.
Yeah, everyone's different,
Yeah.
right? So it's like if you're thinking different than me, who says that I'm wrong or right all the time? So I might as well try to hear you out. But if you're dumb, I'm just gonna be like, come on now.
Yeah.
But no, I always try to understand both sides of the coin, man.
Yeah. That's an interesting example. Yeah. There's what I'm curious about now. What was the first so the writing became poetry, which turned into music.
Yes.
Correct? That was the kind of transformation of it. So what I want to know is what was the first song you ever remember listening to?
Like hip hop?
Ever.
Oh my god.
First time you ever heard music.
So when you said it, the first thing that popped in my head was Bad to the Bone.
Yeah.
Right? My dad used to play that. So like I think that was my introduction to music in general. He was actually a DJ.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so right like he was, because we lived in such a small community, every time we had a wedding there, like he was the man. Oh my god, sir. How much you got left in there?
Enough to
little top up. Beauty.
Oh, that's not bad.
Ever beauty.
All right.
Cheers again.
Cheers, buddy.
My dad was a disc jockey. Yeah. Disc jockey.
Disc jockey.
Yeah. 400 people in the town. So when someone would get married in the hall, they would need someone to put music together.
Yeah.
And my dad was huge for music, so we had like the whole system in the house. I remember when I was a kid, I would just like get woken up by him playing music, and then when he would see me up, he'd be like, "Oh, time to turn it up," and the house would just shake. And I mean house like it's a freaking trailer because we lived in a trailer.
Oh, for sure.
But dude, like Bad to the Bone I think was my introduction to the love of music. I can't remember what my first one was, but that's the first thing that pops into my head that stands out.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Is that where you take the most inspiration for your music? Like, okay. I guess what I want to know is when did you decide to first like take it seriously?
When I noticed the change in myself, I think that's when I noticed I had something a little bit special.
Yeah.
If I was able to help myself, I could probably help somebody else. And then I started like reading it probably to like my aunts and uncles. I can't really remember, but I mean,
like late teens, early 20s?
No. Like this
earlier?
was I started writing because of my dad.
Right. Oh, much earlier.
Yeah, so like I would just, draw pictures and just start writing random stuff, but then eventually it developed into a love of just like expressing myself. And then when I learned how to express myself, it started to rhyme, I guess, like somewhere along the line. I just got inspired, and damn, I forgot the original question there, bro. What was it?
Inspiration. When did you decide to take it seriously?
Yeah. So like I don't know. I see my mom cry for sure when I was writing it, and I was showing my mom like, hey, like this is what I wrote, because I wrote stuff about my dad, and like she would find random notes that I had laying around, and I would come into my bedroom, and she'd be like on my bed reading and sifting through stuff that I just had in like open journals, and she kind of cemented the idea that it's special, and I'm glad that she did, because if I didn't start and I didn't see that kind of stuff, I wouldn't have probably kept going with it. But yeah. Interesting.
Do you have a actually, what was the first project you worked on that you're like, I can make something of this?
It's so bad, and I'm glad that it's not online anymore because the website was taken down.
Oh no.
Yeah. The first project was, instead of collaboration, it was collab-a-nation.
Oh no.
See what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
But like I had people reaching That's what got me.
No kidding.
Right? So I didn't only like just have it in the city, but I had dudes in Timmins, like kind of like on the outskirts. And I'm like, what the hell? Like I didn't know there was such a community of underground people that are doing this, because at the time I'm so new to it. I only think there's like the mainstream music, and like to make it anywhere, you would need a label. But then I'm noticing like, hey, there's a million people like me. This is before like I discovered SoundCloud and all this kind of stuff. So like I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember back in the day with like Windows and maybe XP,
Yeah.
you had like voice memos, and it was just a gray box and it had a red dot on it.
Yeah.
That's what I made my first song on, man.
No kidding.
Yeah, and on a Rock Band mic.
Oh wow.
Yeah, for like the PS2.
Jeez.
Yeah, man, I plugged it all together and it worked. So I was like, I'm gonna give this a shot. I had a boombox in the back playing something off YouTube, and I recorded, and it was like, it worked. Yeah.
What
humble beginnings.
Humble beginnings indeed. Oh, hell yeah. There's what goes into the idea and the creative process. So what I'm asking is, when you have an idea and you're like, we need to shoot this for a music video, or we need footage of this, does it depend on if it's a music video, film, short story, like music video for certain styles, or do you have like a creative process and style that you like always try to?
So for the filming aspect, it's unique to the song or idea, of course. Right. But like, let's just say you just bring to the table a good beat, bars. Okay, well, we're just gonna post up, shoot. If it's not that deep, it doesn't have to be. Sometimes the music will speak for itself, but sometimes you land on something special that deserves a little bit extra care. So if the song, you took the time, there's a bunch of layers and intricate like stuff going on in the song, you'd kind of want the vibe of the music video to match the amount of effort you put in the song. So you know what I mean? Like, look at, dumb example, Lil Wayne, A Milli. Okay, you can hear it in your head. He just comes off the tour bus, shirtless, puts a shirt on, talks to the camera, he's eating food, whatever. That's the whole music video, because it's just that kind of vibe. But then you put on like I don't know, any metal, like I don't know, Metallica song. There's a big production there because they spent all this time writing. There's multiple instruments, so it matches the energy of the song. So when it comes to me, if it's just you gave me bars and a cool beat, bro, let's post up in an alleyway, whatever. But then you have what we just did this weekend with Mike.
Huge.
It's like his entire life story written on a piece of paper, and he has such a crazy story in the song. What do you want me to do? Post up in an alleyway and call it a day?
Doesn't happen.
No, we're gonna bust our ass to find out what can we do to paint the imagery that you're speaking to make sure that the viewer gets the same hurt and feelings that you experienced, right? And it, like, same thing with me. I made a song called High Waters about the whole planet, or like being in a deserted island and like alone. So we made sure to film no infrastructure where there was cars. We drove hours to go find just concrete buildings with holes that are like 20 feet deep, and I'm walking on beams just to get the shot. Like, there's effort that gets put in that, and it's ridiculous how a lot of people won't support each other. Well, it doesn't. I mean, it's the fact that a lot of people that don't do music, they don't understand the amount of work that goes in it.
Right.
It took me a month, easy, to get all the shots, and then like weeks to edit the video. And I'll be damned if I see that past like 20,000 plays ever in its existence. And I'm grateful for what we have, but the amount of work for the no payoff, it just proves it's all passion and drive. Because I'm hoping that one will hit. Yeah. And I don't know what it is yet, but I hope it is with Mike.
Yeah.
That's something special, dude.
Yeah.
I've been like wiping tears every time I work on
huge. Every time I see clips and stuff, I'm like, ooh, man, keep that momentum. Post it. Like, I just accepted the collab thing for the video, and I was like, oh, it looks sick. All of us being excited on the court, I was like, oh no.
Right.
Oh, this is too good. Yeah, every time I see it, or every time I look back to the footage of it, I'm like, whoa.
The project file's already 100 gigs.
Of course it is. Like, absolutely.
Like, you know how much of a nightmare that is? Yeah. And it's like,
you're fucking, every time you do it, your computer's taking off.
Yeah, exactly. You heard it. Yeah. Probably trying to go to bed, and it's just
like, oh, you see it? It above us?
Yeah, exactly, man.
No, man.
Taxing on the hard drive, but whatever.
That's awesome. With the exception of Michael's, when we talk about like ones that you've done, because that one will hit. It's just a matter of if which one do you think of all yours you'd want to almost be known for, like this style?
Okay, this is a good question. I love what I did with Mike because like I love short films and stuff like that. It really flexes my creativity.
Absolutely.
But what I think is gonna pop off, if anything, is like those trendy hanging mic videos that you see all the time. I'm starting that, but I'm having my own spin on it because usually it's the mic's hanging and it's a one take performance video.
Yeah.
I'm adding production to it.
Of course.
So like I have the whole computer setup is there. We're doing live like on the spot. I'm taking multiple angles for camera and blending it all together. And it's just turning out to be so clean, simple to shoot, but it allows me to be efficient so I can reach out to more local artists that I think don't have enough shine or have the shine and deserve to be pushed more, and it just gets me creative. So like 90% of these videos aren't going to be me. It's just going to be dudes I think that are dope that deserve to have a video, and it's going to push my channel and it's going to push their buzz. It's networking at its finest, bro. A lot of people don't want that because they want to be top dog. And I say fuck that. It's cutthroat out here. We deserve 100%. To hold each other's hand and like march together. But that's not happening. Divided we fall, together we stand, and no one wants to stand together, and it sucks because I only notice it here. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Don't get me wrong,
You're not wrong.
There is some people here that like to work together.
Sure.
But the truth of the matter is there are some people, and I'm not going to name names because truthfully none are even coming to my mind that stand out the most than others because everyone's guilty of shit.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, there's no unity here. It really sucks. There's tension everywhere when we do shows, when we have these big names that come in. You know, people get a little shiesty and a lot of shit pops off, not even with rappers. There's a lot of beef that just happens at the shows. You can't even have a nice time anymore. You end up seeing brawls, people getting fighting outside, pepper sprayed, cops showing up, ambulance on the scene. Like, what the hell's going on?
It's a bad image.
It's the worst, bro. We had people pull out of the show. I remember I think it was Obi Trice or Lloyd Banks.
Yeah.
Lloyd Banks? Yeah. Okay, so he was on stage. Fight broke out like 4 feet beside me, and he goes, "Hey, fight!" And he runs off stage, never comes back out. End of show. End of show.
He's there for like.
He did like half his set probably. Yeah, it's not his fault. You know what I mean? He's a star. He's got to protect himself, and this is a grimy city, bro.
Rightfully so, yeah.
So it's nothing for someone to open up a can of mace and completely destroy this guy for the rest of his tour.
Yeah, I can't see nothing. Yeah.
So
you never know. Got to be better security.
100%. Well,
I mean, as good as you can, right?
Yeah.
It's tough. What's crazy is that it is that way around Sudbury specifically. With the smaller towns, it's everybody has more of an ego. Which, and to your point, man, I want like a small little segue story with that is I was carrying my camera around like 2 years ago in Toronto. 4 years ago, I was walking around Sudbury. I was just starting the YouTube, and I was like, I'm gonna ask strangers stuff on the street.
Wicked.
Dude, 1 in every 13, 15 people wanted to do it. And they were still like super awkward about it and like uncomfortable.
Sorry, they wanted to do what? Answer your questions for you?
I just wanted to ask simple questions. I told them what I would tell. I told them before I started recording what the questions were and everything. Yeah. They're on my YouTube. They're like, meh. But some people were better than others, but nobody was really like about it. And I was like, hey, I got this YouTube channel. This is what I'm trying to do, trying to help, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. And I would ask them questions. They would answer. And then we'd be on our way. I go to Toronto. I go into this random sub shop with a buddy of mine a couple years ago, and I got like my small camera on at the time, and I have the camera and the mic. Kind of just what I was doing this weekend. I sit down and at this restaurant, and the server's like, "Oh, nice camera. Like, are you filming anything?" And I'm like, "Yeah, actually, buddy and I do this." He's like, "Oh, do you have a channel?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got a channel." He's like, "Oh, cool. What do you do?" And then I'm like, "Oh, well, mostly podcasts, but like whenever I do certain things, I like to story tell it. You know, it's kind of just fun for me."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, no way, let's see." And then we pull it up, and then he's like, "Oh, cool, I'll subscribe." Yeah, man, I appreciate when people do. I'm like, this is really weird. And I'd imagine it's similar, just different examples with the music scene here.
You know, it's weird. I found that
Toronto.
In this city, I feel like I might have hit the wall. But that could be just me psyching myself out because this is like hometown hero shit. Like, I think I've not outgrown the city, but I think I've like might have hit that peak. Maybe it's I just don't go out and be public to the like random people in Walmart. But when I was out in Hamilton with you, the amount of people that actually just started following me in all my socials, just because they're like, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm like, "Oh, nothing, man, just shooting a music video." And they're like, "What?"
Yeah, you're saying, you're like, why did I get like 17 followers from
That's what I mean. Like, just like in the night, we just walked one strip, and we got stopped by like so many people. Ridiculous. It was just like, what are you guys up to? And it's just, oh, we're shooting, man. And they're like, oh, can I see? Like, so I show them a couple clips, and they're like, what's all your socials?
Yeah.
Boom, just done like that. So
like,
I'd imagine that if we just started hitting more events like that, like we'd probably start booming a little bit there.
It's crazy that like down south is that way.
It's so
like,
cultured, bro.
Yeah.
So many people flooding the streets, and you know what I liked the most about the whole weekend? I didn't see one fight.
Oh,
not even an argument. I was like, are you joking?
Interesting.
You come down here, and it's like every second street, there's someone yelling, there's somebody like doing some shit that's illegal, like nothing out there. When we did art crawl, I didn't see anyone having a problem. There was barely any cops. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is like a 2-kilometer strip. There's no cops?
No
what?
Cops, nobody really.
We have a dude with a microphone out downtown here. We have cops present. Because it's like, this guy's going to get robbed.
Yeah, and like, probably.
And it will happen.
Yeah.
It's not even a joke.
It's crazy. It's frustrating.
Very.
It's frustrating to see. So every time I get a chance to go out or go to like Ottawa or Toronto or anywhere I leave, I'm like, oh, I got to do a show. I got to go around, bring the camera. I could film a bit more. And I always wondered why I felt they're like, oh, you should do videos and stuff or like, you know, go in like live podcasts in Sudbury. I'm like, no, because somebody's going to kick my tripod and then I'm going to have to fight them. I'm like, it's going to suck. Yeah. Nobody wants to do that.
It's going to be a charge on you because you're going to break them in half.
Exactly. And I'm like, there's no winning in that, right?
Not at all.
Like we both lose, no matter what the outcome is. It's just, it's frustrating. But it was actually really cool to see how everybody, like even everybody had cameras.
Yeah.
Everybody's filming different stuff for whatever reason, whatever they're doing. They're all sending stuff back and forth. Like I got YouTube subscribers, followers. Like you see, I'm like, this is weird. And they're all real people. And I was like, this is interesting. I was like, yo, man, do you do it like this? He's like, yeah, all my friends and I have. I'm like, you guys all just have like channel, a couple of.
You know what's weird too? I've noticed that it's mainly the hip hop community too. Like the metal scene back in the day when the Jubilee was popping off. Yeah. Ain't like that, bro. All the local bands wanted to support each other and like. Yeah. I don't know if I'm beating a dead horse with this, but I've been so selective of who I'm trying to help because so many times, time and time again, I would teach everyone something that I know. Like, they say if you want to build like a genuine relationship with people, teach 99% of what you know for free.
100%, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, keep the sauce to yourself, maybe. Yeah. But, like, you know, be giving with information because that's how we watch the world flourish. But after I teach someone how to get concerts, how to mix your song, how to engineer it properly, what to buy, how to use your equipment, it's fuck Eric season. And it's like, bro, are you serious, man? Yeah, like, I'm really out here trying to build, like, this grapevine of amazing people and, like, building with them. Because alone, I'm not getting anywhere. I was stuck at 3,300 followers for, like, years. Yeah. Like, how about we just make this giant network and, like, help each other out? But it don't happen. I have to depend on just, like, the people that are genuine fans. And, I mean, I'm nothing special, so I don't have a bazillion people.
Right. It's tough to...
It is what it is. I got lucky to tour, and I gained a lot of people from there. So, like, I have my name pushing out. I just got a message on the way here that my music is playing in Thailand.
Hell yeah.
And I'll show you off camera. It's hilarious. There's a bunch of people playing my music. I was like, what the fuck is this?
What were they listening to?
The new song I just put out, That's Trash. Right. Yeah. I was this is so cool. It's funny because that was probably like one of those bot, like I thought it was a bot account. Right. You know what I mean? But then he's just like started messaging me and playing my music and sending me videos. And I'm like, you're not a bot. You're a real dude. So I was like, this is awesome. Like,
man, that's nuts. That's awesome though.
Yeah.
That's kind of, what do you think you're going to do moving forward about that? Like the situation and stuff. Do you think you just keep pushing the same, like beating the same dead horse, like you're saying? Or
you try because like I'm humble to it and I understand where I came from. It's difficult to do it alone, especially if you don't know like terminology. I've noticed that for filming music videos, right? So if there's certain effects I want to try and I don't know the effect name of it, how am I going to do research on how to do that effect on the video if I don't know what it's called, right?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So I kind of treat that and apply it to the music stuff. A lot of kids want to make music, but they just think we're going to post up this microphone and just rap on a beat and it's a day. No, man. Like some of my songs have 50 layers plus, all mixed, all have their own volume, each have a different EQ, etc., etc., etc. So if you're just going to like put out shitty music, but you're talented, here's where I want to come into play because I'm going to teach you. You deserve that shine. You deserve to be noticed. But if you hear shit quality, they're going to turn you off.
100%, yeah.
So, like, yeah, I don't know. I want to be that guy. Mm-hmm. And it's like, if I don't blow up, at least I could be known in the public as the dude who tried. Or, like, the good guy.
Right.
I don't want to tarnish my name. And I've never been the guy to keep all of it to myself.
Yeah.
bro, I don't eat that much. You can have some of the plate.
Man, I love that. Do you have a preference? Would you prefer to get there either behind the mic or in front of the mic?
Both. It's such a 50-50 split.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I love writing, but and I love the rush from doing shows and stuff like that. Like, I've had such amazing crowds out in, like, Toronto and stuff like that, where, once again, I don't know if it's a hometown thing. Yeah, they go kind of nuts here, but, like, I've had bigger crowds outside of the city, and, like, it's a drug on its own. So I don't know if I necessarily get that rush when I mix and master for other people and, like, film a video. Like, maybe this mic situation is different. Like, but that's your success, and I'll let you have it. Who am I to get all amped up and, like, be like, I did that for you? No, bro. Like, you seeked out my help. You probably broke me off some bread and paid me to do this. So, like, it's enjoy your victory, man. Yeah. So, like, hell yeah. I just want my own legacy, and I want it to be, like, I want to be the main star in my movie, but at the same time, like, there's supporting roles in other people's movie that people are like, I remember that guy from that movie. He was a good actor. Yeah. I ain't no Will Smith, but man, like, I'm doing something. I don't know. Yeah. Make sense?
Dude, it does. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
okay, cool.
I like that a lot.
I'm just trying to stay humble. Yeah. I never let this shit get in my head. We're still in here. Like, it's still in Sudbury. Yeah. What the fuck am I gonna do thinking I'm top shit? Yeah. Got some couple grand in my bank account. I got nothing nice. I'm just making it by, bro.
Dude, I still think my favorite song of yours is, and I don't even know titles.
That's cool.
But the one we played this weekend.
Oh my god!
79 times,
dude.
1,000 plays in 2 days.
You know what? I'll drop it on the podcast.
Let's go.
Okay, you don't even know what I'm about to say.
Let's go.
I came up with the video idea though.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, I had a phone call today, and like, my buddy came over, and he was like, what do you got going on lately? And I showed him the song, and he was like, oh shit, like, this is kind of like really cool. Yeah. Because it's so out of pocket for me. Right. So this is the idea, okay? Mm-hmm. We film. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, a couple jobs left. I want to find line dancers, all that kind of stuff, like cowboy shit. I want to film them dancing, get slow motion, and everyone's like twirling each other around, smiling, laughing. Yeah. But I'm the lone guy like this, singing, you know what I mean? But then I want to make that whole music video, but throw it on a projector. And here's where the real music video comes in. So that's all B-roll shot. That's going to be behind me on a projector, and it's going to be like a talent show, like red. Oh my god, come on, bro! Like curtains. Yep. I'm just gonna come out, just myself with a microphone, and the entire music video is gonna be the camera in my face and pulling it back the whole time. But then you're gonna start seeing an empty dance floor, empty tables, empty chairs, and then at the end of the song, when it's full frame and I'm like all the way in the back,
yeah, you can barely see you.
You're just gonna have a girl get up, move the chair, walk across the screen, and the door's gonna slam, and then I break the guitar. That's it. One shot. The whole video.
What?
That's it. I think that'd be such, like, it's impactful, right? Because the whole song's about being alone, and if I had the time and money to go see you, I would. But then I'm like, you know what? On second thought, if I had $30, I wouldn't get gas money. I would just be buying booze to stop thinking of you. Yeah. So it's like
so good.
But
so good.
That's weird because I'm basically going to be shooting 2 music videos for one. So it's like double the work, but I think it'll pull it off. But where the hell do I find an empty stage, a dance floor, and all that stuff? I'd have to rent a hall, or I'd have to hit up like a local, like the Grand, let's say, and hope to God they let me use the stage. I'd have to message Chase or something. But anyway, that's the idea. So I hope you heard it here first, and then you check out the song and it piques your interest. Country. I'm a rapper. Like, what the hell's going on?
It's so good.
Yeah.
I found, and I'm curious what you think about this, but I find when I listen to music that's been like famous and publicized, it sounds, or edited to like the max, versus stuff that is like thrown together by like buddies who don't take it too seriously. I find the biggest difference between a song, and I'm curious what your 5 cents is on this in a second. Don't miss. Don't miss.
You don't miss.
Don't miss.
All net, baby.
Let's go. And it's about, I'll listen, and I have buddies who, like, when they start music, they would do this, and then it eventually got better, but where the beat's overpowering and you can't quite make out what they're saying.
So you're asking me if I like that or what my thoughts are on it?
What I'm asking you is if there's something you notice that separates good and like something that's beginner to something that's intermediate, more advanced, and if because I could clearly make out what you were saying in that song.
Yep.
Whereas there are songs I've heard from other people in the beginning where I'm like, great, the beat's cool, but it's louder than your voice, and I can't hear what you're saying, so now I'm checked out.
Yeah. So, I mean, that little doohickey that you're recording this whole thing on, can you equalize on that?
A little bit.
Okay, so like lows, mids, and highs, those are super important. So people, and gain. So people either overcompensate or undercompensate. They don't understand what the hell their equipment is.
That might be it, yeah.
And also like the placement of the mouth. Like if I'm facing this way, my lips are still pointing to your mic.
Right.
You know what I mean? But some people, headphone users, watch out. They go into the studio and they do this.
Yeah.
Or they perform like that, and it sounds like shit. So you're blowing out your vocals. And then when you hear it on the studio monitors, they're like, this is so loud. So you turn it down, but then it's not clear.
Yeah.
It's so, yeah, it's, you could just tell when it's something is amateur. I mean, like, come on. I mean, you see, like, there's nothing really more to expand on than what you just said. If it's tucked behind the beat, it's obviously amateur. I hate it. It seems to be a trend now where we're distorting beats. I don't know if you've noticed that.
A little, yeah.
But, like...
Interesting.
I don't get it either.
Good observation,
That drives me absolutely mental.
Holy
I beat surf or I get packs from producers, and the 808s are blowing out the truck speakers, and I'm like, bro, what? What do you want me to do on this? As clean as I can record my vocal, it's still going to sound like complete garbage because of the mix on the beat.
It's too powerful.
I don't get it. It doesn't balance out. The Libra scale is fucking going in the other direction.
What was you this weekend? You're like yin yang.
Yeah, well, that's the sauce for anything. I find it's light and dark. It's conflict.
Yeah.
You like to make something interesting, have it fight itself. You want to be the hero, you have to have something bad happening,
yeah,
right?
A good villain makes a good hero.
Right? Because if not, life is stale, and that's the way I approach music. So that whole hook, if I had $30, I'd drive a lot, hitting roads and mountaintops, screaming at peaks and mountaintops or whatever it is. But then
that? I've been playing in my head all day.
But then I say, if I had $30, I'd stop thinking of you because I drink booze instead of buying gas money. So it's like, it's all beautiful, then it's all ugly and sad, and that's what makes the nice, like, you find that middle ground when you have both extremes in your face.
Yeah, and they're met together in the same, like, track.
Marrying drama. That's what makes a good like. Think about it like a toxic relationship. Pussy's fire, but she's a headache. You're gonna stick around for a while.
Every time.
And that's your 15 minutes of fame. The poom poom fire, the headache is just a couple Advils and it's fixed. So like, bro, just enjoy it for what it is. And when she leaves, well, find a new crazy one.
That's amazing.
That's fucking quotable. Timestamp that shit.
Oh my goodness.
I want that.
Will. Oh, that'll make it in the highlight reel at the beginning of the release. Man. All right, marketing side of it, Eric. How do you favorite platform to distribute on? If you had to get rid of all of them but one.
All of them are terrible. Favorite to promote on?
If you were to get rid of one and only play your stuff on one, what would it be?
YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Because you see the face.
Hell yeah.
Spotify pays dog shit. So is Apple. Deezer sucks. Tidal still sucks. Like, you're not making a fortune unless you're Drake. But YouTube, I don't know. Like, at least you get to see my face. So when you see me on the street, it's adapts and respect because you know who the hell I am. But yeah, I don't know. I love them all because they made me a couple $100. How sad is that? I've been making music and uploading on that platform. Like, I've been making music for like 2 decades, but I've been uploading on Spotify for like 6, 7, maybe even longer, that 8 years, and I made $300.
How do you make money on those? Do you have like X amount of streams? They go click per?
Yeah, so I have a distributor that puts it on all platforms, and it collects in its like whole, so I get to see the analytics of everything that pays me anything. And it's majority Apple, but I have less streams on Apple than I do on Spotify.
So Apple pays better than
They pay a lot better, but there's more Spotify users, so they can be shiesty with the way that they pay their people. Excuse me. Yeah.
I remember watching an interview of Snoop Dogg saying something very similar, where he was like, I got 1 billion streams.
And I got pizza.
Like, it's like, and I made $10,000.
Sad
and
shit.
Something like that. The number of semantics, but I was like,
it's sad shit.
A billion streams? Not even a couple billion streams, bro? Really?
Yeah.
And you're making 6 figures tops with that. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I was like, geez, but I think you're right. Yeah, it's the more users, they can be stingy and whatnot. So.
And like on top of that, with the new like YouTube Shorts thing,
Yeah.
like it's so beneficial to just like be in front of someone's face for like 15 seconds, and then it just plays the next thing. You have a way bigger chance of coming up on an algorithm than you would on like, I mean, TikTok's fire. But, like, there's so many people flooding the market on TikTok, it's almost impossible to get seen. Yeah. And that's when we had our conversation about, like, screw the music, sell yourself. Because we have to be the prize, and we have to be of value, and then give you the little, like, sugar on top, which is your podcast and my music.
Hell yeah.
Like, you're a good man, so why shouldn't the world know that and only know you as Glenn, the podcast guy? Yeah. No, you're interesting. So you sell yourself.
There's something I said to a buddy of mine to kind of force him. You know.
It's aggressive.
Yeah. Well, stand by it. But what happened is he's like not producing content. And it sounds a bit cheeky saying it like that.
Is it him?
Huh? No, well, he's one of them.
He deserves to...
But
he deserves so much more, this guy.
Oh, dude, 100%.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Can you see it on...
100%.
You can't see it on camera.
100%.
I'm going to message him right after this podcast.
Yeah, Chase.
Yeah, you know what? We're name dropping.
Post more.
What the fuck?
Post more.
Remember the ideas.
If we're doing this, I'll say it. I'll say Zach.
Yeah, there we go.
Zach is one, because my biggest thing with you, Chase, my big thing with Zach, and I've told Zach this, anybody who should be doing more but doesn't, you are
doing a disservice.
You are some of my favorite people, and you are doing a disservice by not posting more and sharing parts of you that we are so lucky to have and fortunate to have you guys in our lives, and 100%. You not sharing it to the world is the biggest disservice you can be doing. Mm-hmm. So put yourself out there more. Get over it. And just, hit record.
That's a good, little topic to kind of, sprinkle in here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Anybody, regardless of what skill, we got time.
Hell yeah.
Whatever skill you're trying to develop, whether it be music, podcasting. I bet your first podcast wasn't that great.
Buddy.
I'm telling you right now, my first song was the most embarrassing shit. But the thing is, and I'm going to die on this hill, I still have my first ever anything out there. Mm-hmm. My first shit recording with the Windows Media thing, that's on the internet.
You can find it. Yeah.
You can. And it is embarrassing.
I don't want you to, but for this.
But the reason I did that is because I'm standing 10 toes on business. You can be dog shit and you can evolve. That's all part of the human experience. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to show people that just because I introduced you as hi, I'm Koncept. I've been doing this for 20 years. I might be pretty good now. I'm not so just to avoid confusion, hey, I'm really good at rapping. Yeah. Okay? They don't understand that it took 12 years to get anywhere near pretty good. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there is
time.
It's a marathon, and it's not a sprint. Everyone develops at their own pace. I know people that come over, they get freestyle top of the head. They've only been doing it for half a year, but they're just gifted in that way. It took a long time for me to find my sound, my image, the way of talking. But it's be consistent, and you're like you said, you're doing a disservice by not showing the world that you are still chasing a dream. Yeah. We live in such a fucking cookie cutter world where everyone's doing the same thing. Be different. Be yourself. Inspire the next man to do what they want. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that there's 100,000 million people out there just working at a desk job, dreaming of being able to draw, dreaming of being able to make a video game. What the fuck is stopping you from trying it? Oh, maybe responsibilities from life? Do it while you're young.
Yeah.
At my age, I'm 30 now. Usually the way it goes is you have a family, kids, bills, truck payment, whatever payment, this payment. You're fucking, I don't know, you're feeding the homeless. Whatever it is. But you should always feed the homeless. A drug addiction, whatever. Don't be that guy, except for feeding the homeless. Always feed the homeless. Be the fucking guy who's young, fucks up, and learns from it. We need that in this world. Because if we're not, we're just going to be such a cookie cutter planet. Mm-hmm. It's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
Everything out there is trying to kill your creativity. AI is a thing. That's scary as shit. My job, my music isn't going to be relevant in about 10 years.
Jeez,
be the change now.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Brother.
Hell yeah. Man, as if that car was on fire. Yeah.
The mushroom cloud, bro.
That was crazy. I was like,
What?
I can't believe this is a thing.
I had to I showed people today that I was like, can you believe I'd never seen a car explode?
Man,
like what?
Show people that. That's crazy.
For lack of context, when we were driving 5 hours away from here, we just seen a car on fire, and then it just exploded. So that was kind of cool.
It made the exact sound.
Can you believe it? When a car explodes, it doesn't go boom. It just farts a little bit. It lets out a little gas.
Yeah, a little gas. Oh, yes. So, what in your mind, because we're always trying to find perfection in the creativity and what we dive into.
Yep. I know where this is going.
What makes a song complete?
Stop thinking it's perfect. That's what makes it complete. Have fun. Dude, I've overanalyzed so much. And I've actually taken, like, okay, so... this could be a stretch, but back in the day, like, genuine singers from, like, the 70s and 80s, this is before auto-tune and pitch correct. You had to be talented, right? So there was imperfections within the craft. But now we're at such a time where everything is so, like, perfect to get on the radio that I think it takes the soul out of shit. Right. So we're too focused on trying to be the next big thing. You hear Drake, it's crafted with autotune to the max. Same thing with Beyonce. Like, any real, like, maybe not Beyonce, she's still pretty. Kesha, okay? Wake up in the morning, all on perfect key. But I think it doesn't need to be perfect, because it will be perfect to someone else, and it'll never be perfect to you. And plus the the slight things that aren't perfect makes it unique. It gives you a distinct sound, and it adds soul and character.
Yeah.
Things are so lifeless when there's no vibrato. Like, imagine I was just talking like this because I wanted to be in perfect pitch. What?
It'd be tough.
Where's the life? You know what I mean?
Zero.
So, to answer your question, what makes a good song is just have fun, because energy is transcribed through audio. Like, if you close your eyes and listen to this podcast, you would know that we're having a good time because we're expressing that through our voice.
Right.
Imagine not having
just
that.
Generate a voice.
Right?
Hello.
Yeah.
How are you?
Exactly.
More wine? It's like, we love you, Linda. Like, you know.
Exactly.
It would just be weird. Tough to listen to.
100%.
Yeah. I think that's why certain things and certain people are blowing up now, is due to that authenticity. Mm-hmm. Right, and
that's another thing. I always never wanted to be like. I always wanted to be like who I idolized until I realized that I am not them.
Right.
So then I kind of like developed more true to me. Like, back when I was a kid, I tried to be harder than I was because, like, I had to put up that front for the situations I was in. But the truth is, I was still scared as much as, like, I was, like, in it and serious, like, about what I'm doing. Of course I'm scared of, like, either jail or getting hurt or the seriousness and severity of certain situations. Yeah, but I pulled myself out of there, and I've evolved as a human, and that's because I became true to myself.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Don't be something you're not. It's just not worth it.
Right.
Everyone's going to be the same at the end of the day, and that sucks. And we need plumbers out here. Like,
I want to ask you this. So, it'll be the ending of this. So, I usually go 3 books, 2 people, 1, like, quote or sang. But that'll be the answer to this question. It'll be that one thing. That's how we'll close. But I want to do 3 songs, 2 people. 1 lesson / thing you want to say to close out. It could be like 10 minutes or it could be 2 seconds. But yeah, because I feel this be a good answer for you with the 3 songs, and they could be ones that, like, you really like, that changed you in a certain way, that you made, things that you've been a part of, or even things that, like, songs that you heard, like the one growing up that you heard with your dad that he played, and then other ones that you've made and stuff like that.
But that's such a unique scenario where it's, like, pretty much
only
appropriate. Like, not appropriate, but only special to me.
That's your episode, right?
Yeah, but that's not, like, something I would say if you want to heal.
Fair enough.
You go listen to Bad to the Bone. Like, make that make sense.
Yeah, fair.
Okay.
If anybody could, though, it'd be you.
You know, if we could pause the camera, I'll dive and I'll find a real answer for you, like some obscure thing that'll actually, like, pull on some heartstrings of the people who actually take my advice and listen to the songs. Okay, so the first part of the question was 3. What I want to give the people.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm not gonna bring anything new to the table. So if you're dealing with shit, seek help. Like, that is the most important thing. Men and women's mental health is so overlooked in this time and like day and age now, and a lot of the times we're just kind of thrown antidepressants and we're calling it a day. It's deeper than that. And if you could find the root cause to whatever's causing you your harm and your pain, you will be a better version of yourself tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So why would you not chase that? And it is so difficult to wake up in the morning and stare at that same person that you see every day and want better, because you're talking to the king of talking shit to myself in the mirror. It took so long, up until I'd say very recent, this year, for me to finally stop saying I hate you.
Wow.
And I still don't say I love you, but at least it's not I hate you.
Yeah.
And that is just by having better people around me, and they remind me that I have worth in this world. So if you're going to do anything with your time on this planet, seek a better tomorrow. It's very important. Also, like, if you have a passion, chase that. Like, I don't know how much revenue you're making from the things that you chase, like your podcasting, your weightlifting. Like, you're not making bank off of weightlifting, but that's something you're passionate about, so you're chasing it because it not only makes you a better person, it keeps you fit, healthy, happy, better mind state. Stop doing shit that's not gonna benefit you in the long run. Be mindful of the time that you have on this earth, because you can get hit by a truck, you can eat a bad piece of chicken and die tomorrow. Time is valuable, man, and I'm finally opening up to that. But don't be scared to chase like things that are scary in life, but like live a little, but be mindful of the time that you have on earth. And then there was something about, you said like the 3 books.
Yeah, 3 songs. 3 songs for you. I think
oh my god.
3 favorites, 3 that have the most impact, however you want to spin it.
You know what? I have to find the artist
take
name.
your time.
I have to find the
Take your
artist
time,
name.
no worries.
So, let's see here. There's a song called, I think it's called The Night We Met. Yeah, The Night That We Met by an artist named Mickey. That has, you know, when like a situation's bad and your heart is broken, so you listen to heartbreak music to like feel it more. I encourage that behavior. If you're angry, listen to angry music. If you're sad, listen to sad music, because it allows you to feel those emotions, and it could be something that you're like suppressing in the back of your head.
Interesting.
So, and it allows you to like feel it more, right? Because of course you're gonna want to guard yourself. So The Night We Met by Mickey destroyed me in the times that I fucking needed to hear it. But it allowed me to move on from certain things, like heartbreak. I'm a heartbreak expert. I am A+ in that category on my report card, bro. I've been. And that helped me through that. I wonder if there's like a playlist that I have. You know what? I got a feel good playlist.
Nice.
Let's go through this a little bit.
Yes.
You know what? Something that got me through a lot of dark days was a song called, right here, The Best Part of Life. So, The Best Part of Life by St. John. That could be translated into a sad song if you're like going through it, but once you're finally at a place of peace in life, it's just like the song is so much about love and being there with somebody, and it's just such a beautiful song that it reminds me that like all this shit that used to break my heart no longer applies, and I'm finally like happy in a finally healthy relationship. So it only makes me appreciate my girl like way more now.
Amazing, dude.
So yeah, that's
cool.
Yeah,
that's powerful.
Yeah, well, that's
powerful for sure.
What music is kind of.
Yeah. Do you feel that while you're looking for the other one, do you the last one there? Do you feel that because you create music, you have a deeper understanding for music and appreciation for it, knowing what goes into it? Like the music that you listen to? Because a lot of people are just passive when they come to music listening.
I dissect the living hell out of music. So it's yes and no to that question, because now I hate certain things because I noticed the production maybe. Or maybe it was like 2 words in the song that could have been better. Like, let's just say like a bar just doesn't hit as hard as it could have.
Right.
I'll pick up on that because I just start thinking of like what could have been said. It's not every time, but it's the odd time I'll be like, oh, he said that. This ruined the song, bro. Yeah, no.
It does happen.
Yeah. Yes, it does. But no, I do have like I think, a little bit deeper of an understanding, but that doesn't change how, like, just people hear it and feel. Like, you know, it might be so subjective. The way that I listen to it, I have a producer here. Yeah. I'm like, fuck, this could have been better. This could have changed. Yeah. You know what? I wish I could say just listen to anything by me and you'll feel like an absolute superhero. But someone that I've been, like, way too on is either Lyth or Night Lavelle when I want to feel like either a chill, like, car ride home or a villain. Night Lavelle, bro, he makes me want to go, like, 400 down the highway, which I've done to his music. Remember when COVID, like, the lockdown, you couldn't be out past, like, 8? So we used to, like, exactly, right? Yeah. But, yo, we got, like, chased by cops just, like, at a car meet, and cops would pull up trying to, like, bust us. So, like, crazy, we would just all peel out of there, and I would, like, just fly down the highway trying to evade the cops in my car, and, I was playing Night Lavelle. I remember it so vivid. But, yeah, I don't know. That's that.
Nice, man. So
you should still stream me, though.
Anything...
Koncept. New song, That's Trash. Music videos out.
I was just about to say I'm gonna roll out the red carpet for you, but you seem to.
I'm just trying to plug it.
Walk where it's gonna be.
Go.
But yeah, man, I'm gonna roll out the red carpet for you. Now's the time. Any projects, things you want people to know about right now, and where can they find you? Where can they listen to you? Where can they subscribe? Now's the time.
Yeah, Digital Caviar. So I run a channel called Digital Caviar, and it's not just based around me. So if you go and find me on that platform, Digital Caviar, on Instagram and YouTube, you're going to find other local artists, because it's not just central around me. I want it to be a gathering of everyone that's around here, or anyone that I meet in any other city that I film for. I want it to be just a place where we can all support each other. Mm-hmm. So if you're on that channel, it probably means that you're fucking with everyone else that's on that channel. And I appreciate the love and support for you guys that subscribe and like. But yeah, you can find me on all platforms. Koncept. The new song that I just got a bunch of wicked feedback on, because it's very, like, lively and bouncy, opposed to the music I usually make, which is, like, sad boy heartbreak stuff. But I'm trying to get out of that. That was my old mind state before. So I'm trying to bring this newer version of me, this level up from where I was. Sure. Yeah, that's trash, because fuck it, I'm trash. Might as well roll with it. People who hate on me, well, guess what? That's trash, but still play me anyway. There's a reason it's already passing 10K in, like, 2 weeks.
Let's go. Talk your shit.
Exactly, bro. Fuck with me.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate you, dog.
Dude, that's awesome.
Hey, and if you're 30 years old and you have a peanut allergy, watch out, because I'm going to fuck with you with, like, peanuts and water, and I'm going to squirt at you. Don't be talking shit if you have a peanut allergy. You're in no position to talk shit if you have a peanut allergy. I still love you, but don't talk shit.
Dude, I love you, man. I'm happy you're able to...
I don't even know why I'm talking about that shit.
Dude, that's so funny, man. I'm happy you were able to make it out today.
Yes, thank you, bro.
I love your energy. I am very excited to see how not only this music video, kind of playing behind the scenes with you and helping out in any way I could, sprinkling my microdosing the video project with ideas and stuff like that, and just trying to be as much of a help as I could for the project. I'm very grateful. I was able to see kind of how you work and stuff like that, and I got a very big appreciation for you and
thank you, man.
How you work and stuff like that, and I respect the hell out of it, and I cannot wait to see where it goes.
Can I add like the quickest thing?
Absolutely. It's your episode, right?
Okay. So back to what you want to like leave with.
Yeah.
Product of your environment could be like completely real, but also bullshit. So if you see wrong and you stick to it, but you know that you're supposed to do better, just do better.
Hell yeah.
Good things will come. But the thing is, you can be very much a product of your environment. In this context where it's a good place to be, you will grow exponentially. So throughout this last year, I went from being quite alone to meeting people like you, all because I performed at an event by a man named Christian.
Shout out, yeah.
Right? So shout out to Christian. Because that guy, I swear to God, he's a descendant of God. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
what he's doing on this earth. All right is a fucking... That's the understatement of the year,
He's going to listen to this.
Yeah, understatement. I don't care. He deserves the praise. That's why I'm circling back to this shit.
Hell yeah.
So... Through him, I meet Michael Brovac. Yeah. So shout out to that boy. He could talk my ear off, but I love him to death.
Dirty Mike's the man.
And because of him, he introduced me to his brand, and that like brought you around, because now we're doing this shit, and we filmed for his video.
Hell yeah.
And it's like, this is probably the biggest project I have. And this is all because I decided to take a leap and be a product of my environment and chase better. You know what I mean? I'm over being in trap houses, hanging out with goons for no fucking reason, dog. I don't belong there. No. I don't belong being in my basement alone doing nothing either. I was doing nothing with my time
Mm-hmm.
and not being productive.
Mm-hmm.
And then I start hanging out with a couple of productive people, and it blossomed me.
That's
to like,
ridiculous.
So
right?
like a lot of people on this table are now
Yeah.
like in my circle, and I
Yeah.
didn't know them a year ago.
Yeah.
Dwayne noticed, Chase Kilgannon, and Zach. I like Ricky. I wasn't ever
Yeah.
close to him. Now it's becoming a thing because
Yeah.
now I'm working with the 5. It's like, bro, all these things are hitting me lightning fast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to prepare for it, but I'm finally accepting good.
Yeah.
So that's a
Doing
lesson.
great.
Accept good in your life because you deserve it.
Hell yeah.
If you can present in this planet that you deserve any sort of good, it will come. But don't be ignorant and just ignore it. Embrace that shit. Change is difficult, but change made me a better person.
Hell yeah. Right on,
I
brother.
think that's the way we end it.
I love it. I fucking appreciate
Dog.
you, and I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much
You're
for
on
your time.
that list too of people.
Let's
Finally,
fucking go.
man.
Hell yeah.
I'm glad that we got
Right on,
better.
man. Yeah, me too, man. Thank you.